we didn't zabalaza for this. Program director, but this was my project. There was a section in Sun City, but P3, P2. We were in section, C-section line. Our nuclear section, if you serve for less than 10 years, it was 10 and above. You can imagine what was happening there. But there's people who grew up in the ranks, but I'm saying to you, comrade, rest in peace. Thank you.
As I said in the beginning, that some of the things as a family you might not know. You'll only begin to hear them today, and then it begins to sink to you to say, my son was this here. Before you say it, those who grow up here for sure, know before you say it, we used to meet there and meet at Telemukharani, which is illegal. We plot to ensure that the program, the program is implemented. But like they were plotting beyond us. I'm just so Tina this corner, this kitchen, and I started to sense. I'm a Pastor, this year is the first bus kaphan. Once we stop that bus, no movement. Also, in school, it's not enough.
Mara le holo, come on, Selahle. Rohono bona ona, come on high, le ka kwani go foswana. Mabana go le speaker se se wana sa bolela gore heaven has gained another angel. Manjwa a ile a mfatsofatsa ka gore ke tseba ngwaneso jwale ka ena ga botse rena ba Selahle re nyaka go phutha ka moka ile mo go bontšha gore le a thega nako e ka moka ka ngwaneso le rena re maketse ka kudu ga go direga sose o bile re swabile gore motho e wa di-jokes so motho wa go ratega so motho wa maele so a ka ka re tlogela na re le sa lebeletse gore e le first born ka mogae e tlo ba motho a tlo go phutha batswadi bomme bontate ka moka a tlo ba phutha jalo go phuthega yena e re motsebile. That is why ke leboga mantswe our heaven has gained another angel kore go ra gore e ngwaneso ka ntle le go senya nako le go bolela polelotele ka bolela tšentši ka ena ke motho e go o rata ditšhosi nna le mo re le ena mo re kopanang ke fo ba lesego fela jwale gore ko moka lesego lela le fete go le maneng jwale a go le ka nako ya gano yone ka ntle go senya nako gore ka re program director šitša boletse mantswa a mantši a gona ka bolela ka ena tlete mara jwalo ke kgona go bona gore se be a bontšha sona ka moga le ka montle o sa se bontšha sa botho ke motho a lekoleng ka bolo wa lesego a sange ka mona boa keng o fodula sego ke a leboga.
All is well. All is well. Let me acknowledge the leadership that is coming in and also acknowledge the military that has just joined us, some of the people from the military that have joined us. All is well. I'm looking for the next speaker. The next speaker can come forward. But before, can I have equity? Just one stanza so that we're here to celebrate. I know that it's difficult when you stop because of time constraint. But we're here to celebrate a hero. We're here to celebrate one of our own. You know, Phosphorus has produced a number of companies in a number of areas. And we are not acknowledging that. Your terrible a number of number of companies who died with their boots on. And as the Phosphorus, we're not talking about that. And we expect other people to talk about our own. It's unfortunate that we are constrained by time. We are not able to expand, to show the young generation that Phosphorus is amongst the best township that has produced cadres of this glorious movement. Cadres who have sacrificed everything. In about 84, at the Civic Center, we didn't know child for what and but our comrade chose to go and fight instead of Tisichai, the Civic Center, sends a Mapatsuda and everything. Can I have you, Wicho? Then the next speaker comes forward and comes forward.
le mo mogolo ka lapeng ke ngwana wa ile a e tseba gore a ka se phele ka lapeng e le motho wa go tshwana le mo nageng a ya ka setswalle a ya ka le setswalle sa ka gae a tlhokometse taba bjale le ke fela ke rate go botsisa ke re nao nyana teng morwa a re a kwa ke tlo kisa mosadi tlhogo ka gobane nako e ngata tlabe ke le all over tla re nako e malobi ke kua go kanyana tlhomo ke lego
was a little miscommunication between myself and people who are helping me to direct the program, that there was that moment of controversy that should come in. I hope my apology as the table is accepted. Now I'm going to call upon the political formations. I'm going to call upon the political formation. I'll only give them 3 to 4 minutes of my time. Acknowledging our comrade Abuya Misango. Then we've got a comrade that will be representing Isango. Also acknowledge the party, the district party. Also by Speaker, we councillor and our Renewal, we acknowledge. We acknowledge all the leadership that is here. We'll introduce them as they come to the podium. Mbona uma nhleli phansi njengokwamela uma wayekhokhela uMansinike endaweni yokuhlala. You are acknowledged. You are very much acknowledged. Awomama esikhulele ngaphansi kwabo basincedile sakhula ngakhula ngaze ngabangaka njengoba ngimncane kangaka anginechild. Can I call upon the leadership officer to come forward, or I'll do my to the podium. 3 minutes of my time.
Amandla awethu, amandla, viva ANC, ANC, viva, viva Fasatu, viva, viva Sanko, viva, viva SACP, viva, Kamala Makosikazi, Malibongwe, roar, young lions, roar, roar, young lions, roar, viva MKMVA, viva, viva ama veterans wethu, viva, amandla. Thank you, Program Director. Mr. Thangi, acknowledge the leadership in front, the Selahle family, Amakabane, Abahlali, and all protocol observed. Leadership, the spear has fallen. Comrade Glad was a hero. It's unfortunate that lesikhathi esimdinga ngaso kulesikhathi esiflathela ngaso. We are in a difficult situation, comrades, bahlali, whereby sidinga abantu abafana nabo-Comrade Glad. Nge-contribution yabo ebaqale nayo emuva ukuthi sibe abantu abamnyama sibe silasikhono namhlanje. To this freedom, this democracy, this paradigm, is through their contribution. And he's one of those. Comrade Glad was a mediator. Comrade Glad was a uniter. Comrade Glad was a socialist. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Amacabane afana nabo Comrade Glad mabashiya kulesikhathi esibhekene naso esinzima, whereby sesilahle iculture yethu yokuthi singasazani singabahlali, asazani singabahlali, and by so doing sivulela ama-enemies angene ngaphakathi kwethu. Siyabona bahlali, we see Maqabane sikhuluma nge-freedom, but by the look of things, outsiders are going to take our country. Kancane kancane, they are coming in. Reason being, we are no longer united. Uma singabuyela sithi masigcoke iregalia sibe a symbol to each generation ezayo. They must know ukuthi uma inkokheli enje igcoka kanje, it means inhlupheko esinayo izophela kancane kancane. When you see umntwana wase next door angenakudla, you are a leader. You must see to it ukuthi yenza kanjani. Akufanelanga simele ukuthi fanele sibe leadership ekhethiwe kuma-BBGMs. Singama-leaders kule country yethu. Asithandaneni bahlali, sithandaneni the leadership. Kancane kancane you can see ukuthi siyakuphi. But ngibona ngathi sesiyelahle direction. Siyakhala ukuthi ugovernment akasenzeli lutho. Asiboneni nalokhu ugovernment asenzela khona okuhle. We are no longer going to ama-malls ukugibela ama-taxi. It's a walkable distance ukuthi siye kuma-malls. Those are the part of service delivery esithola from our government. So ngokusho kanjalo program director on Thursday memorial service, we spoke a lot about Comrade Glad. Ours to say is to say, bahlali, comrades, let's go out and make sure that say votela i-African National Congress elections azayo. Siyazi ukuthi sikhona ezenzakele, but igama lenhlangano alikho dented, and it will never be dented. Inkinga ibe umuntu osirepresentayo, and umuntu mangabe akasebenzi kahle, we know comrades ukuthi senza kanjani. Umuntu ubekwa yithi ususwa yithi. So by so saying, bahlali, local elections, let's go out in numbers and make sure that ANC ihlala kupower. Cina mhlali uzonqoba, cina. Aluta.
Asibonge isakho neliwa ama-technicians ukuthi i-mic siyeke njengobiso part of the rules and the regulations that governs us in this nowadays. Comrades, family, ucomrade wethu masizoba nama-march or sizoba nama-activity i-point eyethu bekuba say, you come there just stand and look at us as we chant, and when he joins, he was a very disciplined individual. So we would expect that all of us sense a kanjani. Now I'm going to call Ukhansela, Comrade Mamba, to come forward, akhulumele South African Communist Party. Then after that, we'll then proceed so that I'm able to ensure that I allocate time, the time that is allocated to me, I'm utilizing it properly so that the next session can all start in time. Can I hand over to you, my leader?
Sanko, viva! Amanda! Comrades, good morning. Program Director, family, Yabastan, Gladwell, Selahle, Nezalaman, a branch, the ANC, in Ward 44, military veterans, MK, and the House at large. I stand before you today as a deputy chairperson, a sub-district, the SACP, SMC. Ngivile-ke program director ebiza ezinye titles zakwa-government, hayi andikho ku-government apha namhlanje. Ndikho ngeqabane ne-SACP. Phambi koba ke mhlawumbi nditsho ngamagama amabini namathathu ekufanele ndiwatsho on behalf of the SACP, ngibona kuhle ukuthi ngithi kwifamily akuhlanga lungehlanga thuthuzelekana. Ithi imbongi yesiXhosa SEK Mqhayi akulala aphakame uJJ Jolobe esithi ihambile into enkulu yasemazimeni. Nami ndifuna ukuthi uhambile uComrade Glad and akusinguye ozawuza ukuthi sithi abayabuya kuye. Ngoko ke vumani ngokombhalo niwasusa amehlo enu kuye nithuthuzeleke. Siyazi ukuba kunzima. Okunye ke uprogram director ushilo ukuthi here we are celebrating the life of a comrade that has been fearless, a comrade who took upon himself to make it a point that today we can stand here and be called with other titles of being the councillors of the area, something that wouldn't be happening if him and others did not take up arms and fight for the freedom that we can celebrate ngayo today. Comrade Glad uhamba ngesikhathi esinzima, isikhathi where sine norm abnormal, where today sithetha sifake izibhuku and every time we've got to sanitize ourselves ngenxa ye-pandemic that has engulfed the world. Uhamba ngesikhathi lana within the organization which we have an alliance with, ANC, kunezimushu ezikhona ngaphakathi. peace-loving person, he would have had a major role to play. We are saying as the SACP, we are still content, futhi siyazi ukuthi we've got Troika that as the South Africa siphila phansi kwayo, ekwi-poverty, inhlupheko, i-unemployment, inzwalangqesho, ne-inequality, ukungalingani. And all those things cannot be achieved unless we talk, we breathe, we speak socialism. If we do not do that, it is going to be very difficult for us to get there. But as we always make a tendency of thinking that they will only be achieved at a national level. And that is a mistake that we're doing. As they start on the ground, seeing ukuthi la kwamakhelwane kuyasokolwa, kulalo kudliwe, and all that. What do you do as a communist? What do you do as umhlali? What do you do as a comrade, the African National Congress? As now Jabez zisuke from nationally zizolungiswa la. Thina kufanele silungise la ezansi sikhuphuke nazo ukuya phezulu. Otherwise, other than that, it will be just a rhetoric. We fight poverty, unemployment, and inequality. That cannot be achieved. I know I'm speaking ngexesha elibi la bese ngishilo ukuthi i-normal abnormal. Kuyanyanzeleka ukuthi kubuye ngeneno, but we could go deeper, and of course we must learn from the theorists about Lenin and about Marx. We must be able to translate what they are saying into practicality. Without wasting any time, I thought I should just touch on that. We are heading towards local government elections. And as SACP, we took a stand that we are approaching these elections the alliance reconfigured. And therefore we need to look into that. However, we are still part of the alliance. We support the ANC in these local government elections, and we believe that all of us as South Africans and the voters of the ANC must go and vote. Thank you.
Time.
Sibonge kwisikhulumi sepati. We want to thank you. Now, I'm going to call upon the leadership of Umkhonto weSizwe and the African National Congress to take the podium. After that, there will be a process of Umkhonto weSizwe that will be done. So when that process of that moment comes, I would love all of us to stand up and show the respect that it deserves. Comrades,
Selahle, viva! Long live the fighting spirit of Comrade Gladwell, long live! Long live the dying spirit of Comrade Gladwell, Selahle, long live! Long live! Emdenini wakasihlale solo wakasilahle on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe community, the African National Congress, sizacela ukubonga. Sibonge ukuthi siboleke ingane yenu ize izosebenzela umphakathi ibe yiphathi yabantu abakhulula lelizwe namhlanje. Ngicela ukubulisa i-leadership yonke ekhona lana, all protocol observed. Please allow me to salute the commanders, the commissars, and the logistics of our former mighty glorious People's Army, Umkhonto weSizwe. Comrades, we are here today to celebrate the life of Comrade Gladwell.
think it's important that we should understand the involvement of Comrade Glad. Comrade Glad, he cutted his teeth in politics in the student movement of COSAS. That's where his political clarity was shaped. That's where he got his political consciousness. And at that time, Sabo Comrade Glad, more remember in COSAS, you will find yourself amongst the midst of COSAS, you will find the members of Umkhonto Wesizwe underground units. That is why COSAS in Umkhonto, it was not a mistake. It is because at that time, members of COSAS were equally members of the underground units of Umkhonto Wesizwe. Now, if you become part of COSAS, you then got to learn and to be taught, politics from the members. But equally, Comrade Glad was the member of Phosphorus Youth Congress. At that time, a youth congress used to be an institution of politics, where politics were taught, where direction was given, because at that time, people who were in the youth league, in the youth congress, they would speak politics. Moreover, politics were fashionable. Umkhabulo were fashionable. Now, as a comrade, if you knew there's something wrong with me. Because you don't have a political clarity. Now, our comrade Glad are those privileged comrades. At that time, they had political clarity. Now, the political clarity will then give you, will then take you to a discipline. So that is why, in many other things, successful things that Comrade Glad was able to do was because he had political clarity. He was very disciplined. For example, if for you to be able to so TRC and articulate your position and articulate the reasons of why you were involved in those activities. Make it clear to the judges my activities were purely political. That tells you who Comrade Glad had a political clarity. If you do not have a political clarity, you cannot make a political justification. But at that age, Comrade Glad was able to sit, to go there, sit down, and actually articulate those things, clarify those things. Hence, he was released by the TRC. But as I was now, Baba tried to release her because he understood himself as a soldier. He then went to join the South African National Defence Force. He was integrated there, but the integration, comrades, spanning is ruling. That is why we salute our comrade Comrade Glad, who went to integration, who sustained the conditions there, who maintained the discipline, who are still saving even today. That is discipline, comrade, because that is our honor. So I salute Comrade Glad comrades for that, and many other comrades who are still serving. It's worth to be able to progress within the army. It tells a lot about his discipline, what level of discipline he had as a soldier. But everything, it started when politics. He got his political consciousness, he got his political clarity that guided him to be where he ended up today. That is why I would consistently say we must celebrate his life, because Comrade Glad, he has done what he was supposed to do. Ukommisa Che Guevara uke wathi, I don't care even if I die, as long as somebody is going to pick up my firearm and continue shooting. That's the spirit, that's the attitude that we should have, comrades, when we're celebrating Ilafka Comrade Glad. Ukuthi gap ayishiyile, we must be able to close. But comrades, Comrade Glad, simluza at a very crucial time, like many of my compatriots said already. Simluza lana ANC idinga amakhethwa. Amakhethwa and the capacity and the capability that Comrade Glad had. Because today we need to renew the African National Congress so that these of us will survive for another 100 odd years. So, but the process of renewal is very difficult. It's very challenging. At all times. Izono Commission, it's a making of the African National Congress. Because the African National Congress has the deliberate intention of renewing itself. In the process of renewing itself, it must identify all the wrongs. Remember, comrades, we didn't send each other to say, Habo, George, Habo, Yenza. No. That's not the mandate from the African National Congress. Now, if individual people, they're doing their own things, then the ANC has created a platform and said, clear instruction, all of us, we must go and appear before it. So that everything can be clarified in terms of routine. We need to renew the African National Congress. Now, comrades, as and when Simuva, we must take over spirits of Comrade Glad, because we need to unite the ANC. As difficult as it is, as we differ with different views, differently, but we must keep the unity of the ANC intact, because the unity of the ANC is sacrosanct. It's not me, it's not you who can choose who you want it or you don't want it. Amandla! Amandla!
Thank you from the African National Congress. The point that has been made is that we need to continue the loyalty that has been done by our Comrade Glad. Now we are handing over to Nkonto to do what they normally do, and they will ask the chairperson and the commander-in-chief of Forces, which is Chairperson Ukanyile, Utita, to come forward so that he can do what is required to be done. In that space, we, on behalf of the MC that was doing on the civilian part, I want to thank you, all of you, for cooperating with me and ensuring that whatever that I requested you to do, you do. I want to thank you. Now I'm going to hand over to the military to do their job, and after that, there will be further announcement of how they will go there, because we know that there's a restriction in terms of the undertakings. So basically what it means, we'll then come and announce what needs to be done so that we all are able to. Those who are technologically otherwise, the service is being beamed live on YouTube as we speak now. Those who've got the YouTubes and what have you, the service is being beamed live now as we are proceeding with it. Now I'm going to be quiet, and that has been done. We'll allow the soldiers, when they go to take their seat, to take a revolutionary song as they proceed to their seats. I'm now handing